Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. I'm ballyspring. So it's been a while since I've been on ballyspring. It's been a bit of a hectic week last week, so I tried my best to just focus on the farm and getting them videos done, and one of them did take quite a while. So I did one episode on Court Farms, but I didn't get a chance to get back on Bally, so I apologise for that, but we are back now. But I know it's been a while, so what I decided to do because of that was try and do a bit of work in between the episodes, so we didn't, lose out too much, and we weren't doing, a lot of work that was straight after. Trying to give myself a bit of a head start, basically. So this field, in the last episode, we got some canola out of it. We did the harvest. We leased out the harvester and got a header as well that I've returned, but I haven't returned the harvester. So I decided then to obviously pick up the bales with auto load. They are right by the area that I want to store them, so the shed that I'm going to store them in. So we do need to do that manually probably with the load-all. It's the best thing we've got. We have got a few front loaders, but the load-all's the best option. And then I decided to get some mulching done. So I've used a lot of Courseplay, and we got the field mulch. So this is ready to now obviously put something down on the ground, probably like some solid fertilizer. Probably, I'd say we'll put a bit of muck down on this ground, a bit of slurry at some point, and then we can obviously direct seed into it. So we're not going to need to do any cultivator or anything because we're trying to maximise our score with the precision farming score, environmental score. So yeah, we're going to probably direct seed into this. But I have seen a new mod as well that I want to activate, but I didn't remember to activate it, but I have got it in my mods list, which is kind of a better version of crop rotation. I think it's an update basically, and it's just going to have more of an impact. So crop rotation is going to be important. So we might do something different in this field just to try and bump up that potential yield that we can get out of it. So I did say in the last one as well that we were going to focus on getting all this hay done. The second cut this is of the year. The first cut we did hay, but because we're going to focus on doing maize silage and hay as our primary TMR mix with a bit of potatoes, and going to cut up some potatoes and all that stuff, yeah, I decided that priority is getting another cut of hay. So I've mowed, tedded and rowed all these fields. I kind of used Courseplay helping me out, but I did a bit of work as well. So these are all ready to bale up. So we're going to make sure we do that in this episode. Let's just go around in this nifty little thing. I don't think I've driven this enough since I purchased it. Now I will obviously try and fix a few things as well. So the first thing I still need to fix is this. For some reason, the nav mesh within this cow shed is obviously a bit messed up, so we're going to sort that out some point. I don't know when, but I will get to that, because we can't be having them like that. It's just crazy. But they're quite happy still. We still definitely need to get some pigs, but we haven't done that just yet. We're going to do that though. And then we've obviously got a load of hay sitting out here, and we're going to just fill up our hay barn over on the other side, which we're going to drive to in a minute. Whatever we've got left is going to sit in here. It's kind of a like overflow area. But we have got 4 fields of grass ready to start baling up into hay. Let's just have a bit of a drive over here, because the first thing I actually want to do is I want to move, you know, the cow that I've been saying is the lucky cow, and it's sitting outside luckily in this area. Well, we're going to sort that out. We're going to sort it out, because what I have noticed is we just go into our menu for the animals. So we go on to we've got 17 male Holstein. They're fine. Give them a bit of feed there. There's nothing to worry about with them. These cows over here, so these are the 11 heifers. Now, they're at 13 months, so they're getting close. They are getting close. They're not quite at the age that are going to start producing us anything in return, really. They're not going to be giving us milk. But the one thing I have noticed, and I kind of missed this for a few months now in the game, on our save game, is the reproduction tab here. This little bar is still at 0. And that's because we need to get our productivity up to 100%. So them 11 heifers really should be starting to reproduce now. Obviously, because then when they calf, they give milk. So we're going to be behind on these, unfortunately. But this one, as you can see, it's had 2 months. And it's the exact same age. So what we need to do is at around, it looks like at around 10 months, I'd say, around that time, 11, 10 months, we need to bring these heifers in with this main herd, this milking herd. So we're going to bring them in. We're going to bring these 11 heifers in. The bull will do his job, and then we'll have them all producing. But what we'll get is we'll get one calf from this cow, and then after that, 2 months later, we should get 11 more calves. That's the plan. But yeah, we need to keep an eye on things like that because, yeah, I know the cows, the heifers are going to take a lot of food off us now that they're over like 12 months. They are. So it's going to be a big jump in the requirement that we need to make sure we put into whatever animal pasture or cow shed, cow field, whatever we call it, that these are going to go in our main herd. It's just going to jump up because we're putting another 11 heifers in. Now the calves are in there. When we bring our cows in for the winter, I am going to take the calves out, the females, and we're going to put them into the igloos. So they will be separated off. But again, when they get to 11 months, 10 months, whatever, they're going to have to go in with the main herd. So it's good to know now that around the 10-month mark for female calf / heifer is when we need to bring them in with our main herd. But it's obviously, each time we do that, it's going to take more of us. But we need to keep in mind that every time we do that, they're going to require more feed. So it's a balancing act, really. Can we produce this? We want the milk. Obviously, we want to make money. We want to go crazy. We want to get the best kit. I think this is a perfect series now to do that on. But can we produce the feed? We have technically only got 4 grass fields that we are focusing on hay, but we haven't really got many, I'd say, fields for the silage type because we've got no grass silage coming in this year as of yet. We've got some whole crop and some grass silage still sitting there from last year, but our maize silage is completely gone. And we're doing an extra field. So really we'd be about halfway through it. Is that enough? And that's the question. I mean, I just want to make sure I've got enough. So let's go get these 11 heifers and bring them in with these cows. They've got plenty of food just to tie them over a bit. Got quite a bit of separated manure as well over there. And look how much wool we've got. It's crazy. I've been busy taking it out, stacking it up over here. We've got loads of it. Absolutely loads, but I think it's May time, like the end of April probably, when the best time to sell that. So that's going to stack up even more. You can see that I've put the straw bales here ready to just put away in there. I mean, straw isn't really a big thing we need on this series. I'm not really seeing much point in it. I know we give it to the bedding and we get muck from it, but it's not like it's going to affect our cows, and that's what I was worried about the most. So we're going to take them out. Now I have to be honest with you, I did give the cows over here some whole crop silage. I give them about 4 bales to try and give with the hay that I already give them, just to see if that would start, helping them and making them reproduce, but it didn't. So we're just going to have to move them over, unfortunately. I hope this goes. I think we're still not in it, are we? We just plonk it there. Nope, we're going to have to move that out of the way. Bit of a tricky one. Even this gate room won't open. Bloody hell, flies open. So where are we putting you? Here, this should work now. Surely. What's going on? I'm having a brave fart moment. And there it's gone. This is crazy. Right, let's bring up F5. Where's this trigger? It should be in this trigger here. But for some reason, that's not working. So it is here, though. So we need to be further in. I know I've got these boxes up. It's just crazy, but we're just going to have to put that there. Animal cane, there we go. So we got there in the end. And then we need to make sure we pick that back up. And close it on here. I know it's all crazy. I'll sort that out in a second. There we go. There we go. So that's sorted out at least in the end. There we go. So now we can go take these cows, and obviously they'll start reproducing. We just need to make sure we keep an eye on the feed. It's going to be, I mean, my feed mix is set at 50,000 litres. I upped it when we started the series, so the Mikhail feed mixer that I've got is, yeah, it's pretty big, let's be honest, capacity-wise, but it's still not going to be enough, I don't think, to tie these cows over just for 1 month. 50,000 litres. Keenan, it's not Mikhail, sorry, it's Keenan. Yeah, it's just not enough, is it? It's just not. So let's just drop this here. I mean, that's the problem with this. I have to move it out of the way. I should need to remember to park more forward. There we go. So we put them in, and we've got plenty of cows now sitting out in this pasture area. Drop that off there. Strap it back up. Happy days. So let's hop up here, and we'll have a good look now again at the cows. So this one's at 1, but that will match up to these. It's just you can see that because it's health at 100, you can see that the price of that animal itself is a lot higher than the price of these animals. So it just goes to show that having them at the highest is important. And that's the same for our calves over here. These are males. We're going to sell these for meat, so it's important that we get these up to 100 just before we want to sell them. I'm still trying to figure out the best time. It could be like 12 months is a good shout because they're going to take a lot of feed. Male cows usually eat more. I don't know if it's the same for milkers, but it definitely is with beef stock. So if it's a beef stock breed, the way Maize Plus works, obviously they're male cows, so they consume more feed. So I don't want to be giving these cows here a shed ton of feed. Really what I want to do is give them some hay to tie them over. When they get to about 12 months or even 11 months, then we put TMR in just to get their health up to 100. And then when it's there, it's that point we can sell them on. We don't want to give them all TMR for no reason. It's just too much good food when really that should go to our milkers because that's where we're getting, you know, the biggest return from. So it's kind of like wastage really at that point. As bad as that sounds, so that's how it works. You know, the best kind of feed you've got going to go to your milkers on a milking farm because that's what they give you. Your kind of heifers, young stock, they're going to get like good feed, but not as good. They don't need a bigger diet, do they? At that point, they're not producing anything in return. So I think that's that sorted. I think that's good. Our sheep pasture's all crazy at the moment. I know I said I was going to get rid of me rams, but I kind of waiting to see the best price. Because at the end of the day, I'm not putting any feed in. So it doesn't matter if I'm taking them too early, really. I'm not having a negative effect. You can see that this is still full. It's still taking feed out of that field. And it is obviously from the grazing mod. So it doesn't take any effort for us to just keep these rams within that pasture. So I think we just keep them in there. I mean, this one's I've got 4 here that are 9 months and it's 337. I think at 12 months we'll get a good idea. I want that to go to close to 500. I think if we can get it to 500, it'll be really good because look how many animals we've got here. We've got 26 there. We've got another 24 here. And we've got another 9 here and then another 25 here. So if we can get that up to 500, you know, we're going to get a good period as soon as they start getting to 12 months where, you know, every like 4 months we're going to be selling a load of rams and it'll be staggered quite well and we'll be bringing in good money from it. So it's definitely something I'm going to probably keep in there and just keep my eye on until one of them hits 12 months just to see where it is about because I don't really want to go over a year. I think that's probably too long to keep them because we are selling them technically as lamb, aren't we? We're not really trying to simulate just selling a ram. Most sheep, I guess not many sheep farmers want more than 1 or 2 rams to do their biz. I imagine they just want lambs for meat, don't they? So that's surely going to be less than 12 months. But, you know, we are playing a game, so we've got to keep that in mind. So let's have a quick look at our time-saving stock check, just to see where we're at with this. So we got canola, December, so that's going to be around November, end of November, 50,000 there. Wool, currently 35,000's worth. That's going to go well up before we get to April. Milk at the moment, got 19,000 litres of it. There's one thing I actually want to do with that. It's just reminded me. We've got 7,866 litres in here that isn't selling. Now, I think that's because there's no animal in there. So I'm going to put 1 cow in there. And then when we sell milk, the next time around, we should sell it all. because that's just been sitting there and I've noticed that. But the rest anyway is not stuff we're going to be selling. I mean, we could say that if we had a bit of honey, which we have, that's going to sell, but you can see that it's not much money at the moment. There is actually no sell point for honey. That's strange. That can't be right, can it? I mean, there's a sell point that just literally is sell anything. But no, there's no sell point for honey. Well, that's a waste of my time, isn't it? I'll have to put a sell point in now. Someone's got to have honey. Do they not have honey in Ireland? Is it not something they want? God knows. Anyway, let's do this. This is the last little thing, and then we're going to go and sort out what we need to sort out. So, where's that one calf? This one. This one heifer that's been living the dream. You can now, unfortunately, the rest are living the dream, but this dude's going to go in here. And as long as there's a bit of feed, which there is, you can just go in there for a second whilst we try and sell this milk. So, go in there, marmite. Thank you. So, if we have a look now, a lot of faffing going on at the moment, I know. But if we have a look now, we should have this one, self-made cow shed, and it's got 6,000 litres of milk in. So it's the other way around. Sorry, it's not the one that's got 7,000 is the one that is selling, but this one isn't selling. So that should go now. It means that we should get, you know, quite a bit more when it comes to the next time round selling milk. So I'm happy with that. And there's plenty of feed in there for that cow. Plenty of feed. I mean, I put 50,000 litres in, probably about 24 hours in-game time ago. And it was, and I mean, we're less, so it's taken half. So 50,000 litres is 2 days worth of feed for these cows now. Probably less now because we just put 11 more heifers in. So when you see that, it's like twice a month that we're going to be, 3 times, I don't know. It's definitely twice a month, I'd say now, that we're going to be using a feed mix. And currently, you know, we've got no maize silage, so I'm using the what's left of my grass silage with this hay down there in that shed. So we definitely need to start getting some of that in. Anyway, let's now carry on. Sorted out our animals, we don't have to worry about that. We've got the baling to do, but first we're going to go and make some purchases. We are sitting at 90,000. Now I know we've got debts, but we're doing well with them. It's not like, you know, they've crippled us. It's not like we need to repay them. We're doing well with our repayments. We've paid extra back already on a lot of them. So I think we're going to treat ourselves to something new. And at this time round, I'm looking for something top end, high tier equipment. Because it's not often in FS22 at all, with the playstyle that I have actually gone with the bigger equipment. So we're going to go and get ourselves a fancy square baler. And I mean a really good one. Top of the range one, hopefully. So what I've done is I've got the old baler. Now I do want to sell this anyway because this gets caught. So if you start reversing with that down as you're baling and then go forward again, it kind of like digs into the ground and you kind of just, it's a nightmare. So I definitely need to get rid of that baler. Also, I've got a disc harrow that I never actually use and I've had since the start of this playthrough. So we're going to get rid of that as well. And I know I'm asking for something. I could actually go down with 2 tractors here and take that. But I thought, well, I want to bring that weight back that I keep forgetting. So I'm putting this on the front, putting that on the back, and we're just going to hope that we can get there. I might have to take a different route. But first, something that's well overdue. These mowers are filthy. Absolutely filthy. So let's get these cleaned up. And then they'll be looking good again, because we haven't had these that long. But they haven't been cleaned since I've had them as well. So that's 2 mows, and so 8 fields worth of grass without cleaning them off. So it's definitely due. There we go, that's much better. So the harvester we've leased out in the last episode, we're keeping, because we're going to need it for one of our cornfields, and it's the one that we're doing CCM in. We need to bring corn in, so we need to harvest it direct from the field, and then we can obviously mill it, ferment it, that kind of stuff. So we're going to make sure we harvest it first before we even think about doing the process of CCM. Let's head down to the shop now, and we can get this sorted out then. You can see that I've got four fields here, 2 on our right, and obviously the 2 on our left here that have all rode up ready to go. I might actually go right here because I think it's probably going to be easier for me than going down that way, especially with this front bit. I mean, I'll still be able to do it, but we'll take this route because I do want to talk to you about our actual cornfields. So we got 3 of them. We got the one in the far corner there, that's going to be for CCM, and then we've got these 2 over here to my left. They're actually for maize silage. Now maize silage, you don't really want to harvest any later than the state it's in now. So really, we need to make sure that we get a chopper on lease and do the work and put it all in the bunker to ferment before we hit September. Now we're already in August day 2, so that means in the next episode, in August day 3, we're going to be doing the maize silage, because it's, yeah, we don't want it to get to the harvested state, and when we get to September, that 3rd field in the top corner over there is going to be ready to harvest, which is perfect for corn. But we want to be making maize silage, so yeah, next episode, we're going to get them 2 cornfields done, which means that we should get double the amount that we got the last time around we did maize silage. Now, I do want to use auto drive and Courseplay. In my Farmhand series, if you watched it not long ago, I did a contractor episode where they came in on the farm for George and they did a field of grass and a pickup kind of system where it was grass that we mowed, rode up, and then obviously it got picked up. We're doing silage with maize, so it means we don't use a forage harvester in the same way, but it is close enough. Now this map is perfect, I think, for doing it. It's just I've had a few issues when I tried last time, that it hits the sides, so the hedges basically. So I'm going to do the forage harvesting driving, and I'm going to set up my own network, which means I'm going to remove the auto drive network by the auto drive guy. I'm going to just make a simple route, and then I can remove it after and bring back the auto drive guy's network. But we're just going to make a simple route where it reverses into the bunker, drops it off, comes back out to these fields, and then we can, you know, use auto drive for the carting this time, and then we'll probably finish up with the compacting and, you know, that kind of stuff, which takes forever anyway, so I'll probably do it in between episodes. But this time around we're going to drive the forage harvester. We're not going to do the carting like last time. I think it was I did the carting. I think that's the best way. So this is definitely an easier way to go when you've got so much going on. I know there has been an update to this map, and you can actually take the collisions off the hedges, but my problem is I've obviously made edits to the map, and if I do get the update, I've got to then redo them edits and get them spot on, and it was pretty tricky last time because I tried to obviously edit the farm. So I might do it. It depends how much work it takes, really. We'll check. So we want to first drop that off. There we go. We're going to repair, repaint and everything, because I want to try and get the most money, because this baler, it was about 60,000 I think when I bought it, so you know, it's not cheap, and I think we could probably get a decent baler for what I'm after for around, I don't think you can go up to about 150,000, but we don't want to spend that. I'm hoping not to anyway, but I do want a decent one. I want a top end one. So let's get these sorted out. It's going to cost quite a bit probably, so repair on this is not a problem. We'll repaint it. Nice. So repair that's fine, but the repaint, but it's worth it. It's back up to 60. So let's do it. Sell that and sell that. And now we're now at £153,000. So quite a lot of money there. So let's get something sorted out. Let's have a quick look at these balers. Let's get an upgrade on that one, because that for sure wasn't the best baler. So there we go, 90,000. We've bought it. I'm obviously taking out any more loans for that, so that's good. So let's bring that back. Get this weight now as well. It is a beefy baler, isn't it? Definitely. Proper upgrade. It should, it should, he says, get up the fields. There's only one way to find out. But I like it. And it's 12 miles an hour as well, so it's not like we've slowed down at all. Well, it's our working speed anyway. Yeah, pretty nifty baler. Definitely better than what we sold. So let's get out to the fields. I think it's perfect time now to start cracking on with the work. Obviously this is going to take some time, so I will be doing a bit of a time lapse. And I think that's probably it then. We're going to be waiting after we've done this hay for obviously a third cut at some point if we get the chance, but then yeah, we're going to be waiting for our potatoes and our maize. So we've got maize silage, then we'll probably be doing corn and potatoes. And then we'll start all over again. Bloody edges. Right, so I've unfolded it and I'm ready to go. I've just been looking at the size. This bale's got to be much bigger than anything we've done, because looking at that kind of chamber, it's massive. It does actually look like a Hesston bale size, so I'm intrigued to know how big these bales are going to come out. So, it's not the best pickup though, is it? That need it a little bit wider than that. Do you know what? Sometimes the pickups, it's the biggest problem, especially when you get these massive rows. But you know what? This is going to be a big bale, which is great news. It's what I wanted. But we're going to miss bits, unfortunately. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. You can tell that Courseplay did this rowing. I haven't got a clue where I'm going anymore. That's a big bale though. I'm happy with that, at least. Definitely happy with that. I think what we'll do, just to try and make our life a little bit easier, we'll do this first row here, and we'll work our way outwards, and then we'll end up by doing the middle patches, I think. Definitely. And I think it's perfect time as well for me to talk about the second channel that I've created. So I just want to thank everyone that's actually subscribed to that before I even dropped a video. I've just hit 500 subscribers on a channel that I'm doing called Scroftopia. And the reason that I'm doing that channel is because I normally play... I've got like a wide range of games that I play. Just like everyone, we all have our go-to games. And for me, traditionally, I used to love playing on games made by Bethesda, so Skyrim, even Oblivion, Morrowind, all them kind of stuff. I loved them. And then anything that's Souls-like as well. Loved The Witcher. That was a brilliant game. Massively got stuck on that one for a long time. I've also read the books on that as well, and yeah, so I'm a big fan of that. So I decided that because I'm really hyped for Starfield, absolutely hyped, can't wait for it. Should be an amazing game, and I'm probably going to play it in my free time. But I thought, why not try and start up a second channel and showcase actually what type of games I play in my free time, away from making FS content, because I take my Farming Simulator channel very seriously now, and I do see it as something that it's a big responsibility to have a channel that's got so many subscribers and followers that this is my priority. It really is my priority now. So this will always still be my priority. The farmhand will continue. I won't make less videos because of it, but in my downtime in the evenings, if I'm not making any videos, say I've made a video and for obviously I'm Farming Simulator and I wanted to do something a little bit different, I thought, why not start up a second channel, and from the 1st of September I'll be dropping videos on Starfield. So please feel free to jump over and subscribe to it. I'll make sure I put a link in the video description to go and find it. It's called Scroftopia. I would really appreciate that. The plan is to do like 1 hour long episodes, and they are going to be just me playing the game, so quite casual, a blind playthrough, nothing crazy. But we will try our best, to just showcase my kind of play style, and yeah, it should be a good laugh. I actually really hyped for the game, and have been for a while. It's 25 years in the making as well, it says, so you can imagine how good this game's going to be. And there's some really cool things. I think the first thing I'm definitely going to do is I kind of want to be a smuggler, a pirate smuggler, smuggling in contraband, because there's one planet, I think it's called Neo, and there's a drug that you can that you can smuggle into other like I don't know what you call it, but they're basically planets and other civilizations, basically, where yeah, you can smuggle this in. So I think I'm going to be maybe like a pirate. I think that's the best way to go about it in the game, and I'm really looking forward to it, definitely. So yeah, please feel free to jump over and subscribe. From the 1st of September I'll be recording. Might be that the first video drops on the 2nd, because obviously I'll have to record it and then get it edited to drop off, but it is just going to be like an hour long video, so it won't be too bad to edit or anything like that. It's just mainly uploading at that point. But yeah, from the 2nd I'd say definitely there'll be 1 video, maybe more, depends how I get on with it. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else, let me know in the comment section if you're also hyped for the game, because I'm sure there's a lot of people waiting for that. Not long now. Now, I have naturally gone to an up and down path and finishing on the headlands. Usually I start on the headlands, but I think it's because I started on that first headland. It was quite a different thing that it basically is different to what I usually do, so I decided to go up and down. But I probably should have missed a row as well, because it's easy to turn when doing that. But we'll carry on doing this. We may as well. There has been a new DLC as well announced today by Giants. So I think it's called Oxpo. Oxpo? I think it is. I think I'm pronouncing that right, and I think I'm remembering that right. I'm actually just going to have to quickly check that. Yeah, Oxbow. Yeah, so I've just double checked it, Oxbow. But yeah, I had a look at the blog that came out from Giants and the pictures, and I don't know what anyone else thinks, but I'm always going to be honest with you. I am not that excited for it. I'll be honest. I just think it's you know, another muck spreader kind of thing, and grape. A lot of it's to do with grapes, and there's some good kit. Don't get me wrong, and you know, but I don't know. I just think I understand. You know, there'll be people that love doing the grape farming and stuff like that. So fair play. There's better equipment in it, and there is better equipment in it. There's some that it looks like there's a wider sprayer within it, and you know, some good kit for that. But yeah, there's nothing that stands out to me personally. Playing on the game, I think I go for the animal farming side anyway. Like, less productions is better for me. I know people love the production side, and I haven't got much against it or anything like that. It's just I prefer to farm. I prefer to play the game to farm, and that's what, yeah, I look for. So anything to do with major farming equipment, you know, balers, mowers. For example, if they made Malone, for example, a new brand than DLC, I'd be well happy, because they've got some great mowers. I know them well from the UK side of things, and yeah, something like that would be brilliant. And also, I think we need something for animals. I think precision farming was perfect. It's like the perfect DLC for me. So anything along them lines, or something that enhances animals, if you want to be a bit more sophisticated or a bit more involved and hands-on, I'd love to see something like that. And I've said that before. But I understand that, you know, this will definitely tick people's boxes. It's like the logging side of things. I'm not a big logging fan. And I know that when the map came out and all the additional features to the logging side of things and the productions that came with it, that was really exciting for some people, and I get that. But for me, I mean, I haven't even played on that map. I haven't even played on the logging map, just because, you know, I want to be enthusiastic. I want to play the game to have fun, and if I don't do something that I'm enjoying, then it's not going to come across in the video. So it's really important for me to just be true to my play style, and yes, try new things. And I have done quite a few logging and survival series and anything along them lines, but it to me, I just don't get as much enjoyment out of it. So yeah, I'd love to see something with animals. I really would. Even if it meant more hands-on features regarding feeding, a bit like Giants' version of Maize Plus, or something where, you know, there was more interaction towards the animal side of things. Maybe even if there was like a milking parlour, you could actually do stuff with milking. Building milking parlours, improving the milking parlour, maybe upgrading it, which gives you more capabilities to get more cows, more milkers. So not only just buying more like cows or breeding more cows, but actually having the capabilities to hold more cows, which means, you know, if you wanted to buy a parlour, for example, let's say you wanted to have 100 milking cows, but there was a way in the game that it said you can only have 100 milking cows if you've got this much acreage of grasslands, but also if you've got you know, a parlour that can hold this many milkers, and then you can obviously interact with it, even if it was just a production menu of some sorts. But it'd be really good to go in there, even if it just meant turning it on and turning it off at the right time to milk the cows. So you saw the bar of each cow filling up, saying this cow now needs milking, and then they all got around that at the same time, you could say, and you take them in to the parlour, and you turn it on. It might only take a few seconds, 30 seconds, and then they've all been milked, and then you move them back out to the pasture, and then they start being productive again, and the bar fills up. Something along them lines would be brilliant, because it's more interactive and it's more hands-on towards, you know, farming and what I know is British farming. Because around me, I think everyone relates to what they know and what they see. So there'll be American players that want big arable equipment and big agri fields that are quite square, you know, and have their known shape. And then there's obviously people like me who are from the Peak District, and there isn't any arable going on at all, let's be honest. It's just, at best, you'll see some maize silage, but the most of it is just milkers and a lot of sheep. A lot of sheep. and yeah, people milking. So you know, you relate to what you know is farming, and if you've got an interest in that, that's the kind. But I think that'd be brilliant. I mean, I think that's a good idea. I don't know what anyone else thinks. Do you think that'd be a good idea of having that kind of interactive milking side? Maybe upgrading your poly, you could buy a bigger one, have more milkers. I think that'd be perfect, and I think a lot of people would also enjoy it. Right. Anyway, I've done a lot of rambling, but we did get through this field. So even with all my rambling, we did get through this field. Now there's a lot of bits. I like this baler. Don't get me wrong, it is better, and you can see that we're actually going to handle a lot less bales because they are massive. But I would love it if this pickup had a bit of a wider, you know, just a few, you know, I don't even know, maybe a half a metre extra, I'd say would be perfect. Because it's, yeah, it's right on that limit, isn't it? And we have missed bits. But do you know what, I'm just going to leave it. If we miss bits, we miss bits. For this, it won't be too bad either way. But I am going to do a time lapse. I think it's a perfect time to start that off. We've got 3 more fields to do. The video has been going on for quite some time. So yeah, let's get these all done, get it sorted out.
Got a hold on me, you can tell by the way I'm talking. I see they got a hold on you, I can tell by the way you've been walking. It's getting hot, mama. It's getting hot. It's getting hot, mama. It's getting hot. Burn out in the sun and it's hotter than a jungle too. Praying for the winter, but it ain't much better when your feet are freezing off in your boots. It's getting hot, mama. It's getting hot. It's getting hot, mama. Oh, it's getting hot. Got a hold on me, you can tell by the holes in my pockets. So before they get a hold on you, put your money in a safe and lock it. It's getting hot, mama. Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting hot, mama. Yeah, it's getting hot. Take a train ride, hop out on the east side. The women there look right, but they ain't looking at you. You ain't got nothing, don't try to give them some. They don't want it even if you do. It's getting hot, mama. It's getting hot. It's getting hot, mama. It's getting hot. Got a hold on me, I'm hurting, man, I'm bleeding. New York City is the place to be. If a hard time you've been needing. It's getting hot, mama. Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting hot.
Bloody hellfire, these bales are 11,500 litres and we've just made 44, I think it was. let's just confirm that. Go to our details tab, or stats. Yeah, 44. Been playing for 3.5 hours, which is about right because I was doing a lot in between, a lot before this episode set up and everything. But yeah, 44. Yeah, 44 bales. That's crazy with them being at 11,500. Now, I am going to try and auto-load these, but just thinking, will they auto-load? I mean, I'd hope so. But yeah, we'll have to check because they are a different shape, aren't they? But overall, pretty good. I like the baler, I do, but it's got one big flaw that I'm going to fix, which is the pickup. The pickups, it's not good enough. It needs to be a little bit wide, just a touch, just to make it easier. Because it's, I've missed a lot of bits in that field, and don't get me wrong, the rowing was done by Corsair, which is never perfect when that happens. There's always a few bits missed, but that's, yeah, a little bit too much for my liking. But we are going to have to clean this tractor off because I tried to do a bit of in-cab view. I couldn't see anything outside of the windows, so let's get it cleaned off, and then we'll also clean off the baler. Right, there we go. Happy days. I think that's been a pretty productive episode. I know I did a lot of work before it, but, you know, definitely got the hay that we need now going forward. I think we should have plenty because we're obviously going to have more cows to feed, and hopefully that will give us more milk. But in the next episode, definitely we are going to do the maize silage. It's going to be a big job, 2 big fields. We'll fill that bunker back up and start getting it fermented. And then we'll be working on our last 2 crop fields, which will be obviously the maize that we've got that's going to be corn for CCM. And then finally we're going to be doing some potatoes, so we're going to have to lease out quite a bit of kit for that. In fact, we're going to need to lease out kit for everything. All them fields, really. The maize silage, CCM, and for the potatoes. So best stock up on that money. Definitely. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.